right, so today we are diving deep into index fund investing
Okay.
with the OG of index funds,
Yeah.
John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, the man who brought index funds to the masses.
Yeah, he sure did.
And we're going to be taking a look at his book, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing,
All right.
and a podcast interview that he did
Okay, sounds good.
to kind of get into, like, what is the big idea
Yeah.
behind index funds? Why did he think that they were the best way
Right.
for people to grow their wealth over time?
Yeah. Why not just pick stocks? Why do this whole index fund thing
Is that
about it?
what was he thinking?
So we're going to try to answer that question today.
Awesome.
So to get started, Bogle's central argument basically is that index funds,
Mhm.
they just outperform actively managed funds over time.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple of reasons for that.
Okay.
One of the reasons is lower costs.
Mm.
Actively managed funds, you're paying somebody to try to beat the market.
Yeah. Somebody's got to pay for all that research and
Yeah, exactly.
expertise, right? Exactly. And then the other reason is
Yeah.
it's just really hard to beat the market consistently
Yeah. All right.
over and over again.
You would think that all these really smart people with all this money and all these computers and algorithms could do it.
Yeah.
But it turns out they can't.
Not really.
Or at least not consistently enough to make it worth your while.
Yeah. And so, like, his whole thing is
Yeah.
this idea that, like, you don't need to beat the market to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's challenging this idea.
It's like, why try to beat it when you can just join it?
Exactly. Yeah.
See the market.
Why try to time it? Why try to pick individual stock?
Right.
And the other thing, too, he talks about this in his book, stock picking. It's not just difficult, it's risky.
Right.
It's like gambling, he said. It's like you're betting against
It is.
the collective wisdom of everybody else who's participating in the market.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, right?
Yeah.
If you think that you can pick a stock that's going to do better than all the other stocks, you're basically saying that you're smarter than everybody else who's trading that stock.
Right.
All the analysts, all the institutions, you're saying you know something that they don't.
You've got some secret information.
Right. And that's a pretty bold claim.
It is. Yeah, and there's all this hype
Yeah.
and all this speculation, right?
Exactly. And you get caught up in the frenzy.
Yeah.
You see a stock going up, and you think, oh, I got to get in on that.
I got to buy it now before I miss out.
Yeah. And then what happens?
You buy at the top, and then it crashes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so what Bogle is saying is like, okay, instead of trying to beat the market, why not just
own it?
Own it.
Yeah. Buy the whole market.
Buy the whole thing.
Through an index fund.
Yes. How do you do that? How do you buy the whole market?
Right. So an index fund, basically, it's like a basket of stocks that tracks a particular market index. So like the S&P 500 is a really common one. It's the 500 biggest companies in the U.S.
Okay.
So if you buy an S&P 500 index fund, you're basically buying a tiny piece of each of those 500 companies.
Okay.
And that gives you instant diversification.
Right. So if one company does bad, you're not going to, like, lose all your money.
You're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. And also these index funds, they have really low fees.
Right. Way lower than actively managed funds.
Yeah, because they're not paying somebody to pick stocks.
Exactly. They're just tracking the index.
It's like you're on autopilot.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, so it's like you're just letting the market do its thing, and your investments are just kind of growing along with it.
You're not stressing about individual stock picks.
Yeah, and it's so much less work than, like, trying to research and pick individual stocks.
Yeah, you don't have to spend hours reading financial news and trying to figure out which companies are going to be the next big thing.
Right. And then the other big piece of this is this idea of compounding.
Yeah, compounding is like the magic of investing.
Yeah, like free money.
It's like money making money.
Right. You're earning interest on your interest.
Exactly. So the longer you invest, the more your money grows exponentially.
Yeah, and Bogle's big point about this is that you don't need to, like, try to make a killing in the market in order to be successful.
You don't have to hit home runs.
Right? Just be consistent.
Just get on base.
Just invest regularly.
Exactly. Put money in your index funds every month.
Yeah.
Or every paycheck, and let compounding do its thing.
And just let it ride.
Over time, you'll be amazed at how much your money will grow.
So this is all great, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But are there any downsides to this approach?
Okay. That's a great question.
Like, is this a one-size-fits-all solution for everybody?
Right.
Or are there cases where maybe this isn't the best approach?
So even Bogle,
the
biggest cheerleader for index funds.
Yeah.
Even he would admit that they're not for everybody.
Okay.
So, for example, if you have very specific financial goals, like you need a certain amount of money by a certain date,
okay,
an index fund might not be the best way to get there.
Okay.
Because it's a long-term investment strategy that's not meant for short-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
So in those cases, you might need a more tailored investment strategy.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's important to do your own research and figure out what's best for your own situation.
Don't just blindly follow what Bogle says, or what anybody says for that matter.
Right.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
Understand the risks and the potential rewards and make an informed decision.
Yeah, to consider your circumstances,
right,
your goals, your risk tolerance, all of that stuff.
Exactly.
But definitely check out index funds.
Yeah, they're a great option.
Yeah, for a lot of people.
Definitely worth considering.
If this deep dive has piqued your interest, I encourage you to keep digging.
Yeah.
Learn more about index funds, how they work, the different types that are out there. There's a whole world of knowledge out there.
Yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly.
But now you've got at least a framework for making informed decisions about your investments.
Right.
And that's a really powerful thing.
It is.
Yeah. So go forth and invest wisely.
And may the market be ever in your favor.
All right. That's our deep dive for today.
Yeah, that was fun.
See you next time.
See ya.